Hey, what's going on, YouTube? So today I'm going to be drawing Onyx, and just a quick update when it comes to my screen recording and everything. If you listen to my last video, I was having some issues with my screen recording, but I finally figured it out a little bit. I had to reset my iPad, and it seemed like it got stuck again when because I tried to divide this screen recording into two parts, is what I did. So first I did the pencil sketch with the Onyx, and then second I ended up doing the painting, which the painting took almost twice as long as the sketch did, which I never really thought about it. But let's see. So I'm actually in this one. Let's see. In this video, I'm going to talk about a few different things. So let's see. First, I'll talk about the Pokemon real quick. So this is a random thing. I don't know why I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So Onyx has a magnetic. Onyx has a magnet in its brain. It acts as a compass so that this Pokemon does not lose direction while it is tunneling. As it grows older, its body becomes increasingly rounder and smoother. So the more smooth the Onyx is, the younger it is, or the older it is. That's interesting. I never actually knew that. I'm over here looking at the Pokemon website. Yeah, that's interesting. There's a whole bunch of different facts. Height is 29 feet. Or I guess that's length, because it's not really height unless you like use, I don't know. Anyways, it weighs 463 pounds. Ability hidden, weak armor. Weaknesses are fighting, ground, ice, water, grass, steel. Got a lot of motherfucking weaknesses. Excuse my language. That was randomest. That was random. I don't know why I just like cursed so hard just now. Anyways, so yeah. So that's just a little bit about the Pokemon. When it comes to talking, I'm terrible. Absolutely terrible at it. So let me find something to talk about. I'm gonna go to my list. I have a whole list of things that I like to talk about. Let's see. Should I talk about being put in a box as an artist? Sure, let's talk about being put in a box as an artist. So being put in a box as an artist, it's interesting actually. So I think I talked about this a little bit, but one of the people I look up to when it comes to being like a multifaceted entertainer is somebody like Jamie Foxx, because Jamie Foxx can do a lot of things. Jamie Foxx can sing. He was first a stand-up comedian. He can act. He can play basketball. He can do a whole bunch of stuff. And do impressions. And it's similar to what I'm trying to be in my life, which is a multifaceted individual, multifaceted, not necessarily entertainer, because I don't think I ever want to do like movies and stuff. But who knows? You never know what's in the works for you as you progress through life. There's a lot of people that have done stuff that they said that they like. One of the people that I was reading about was like SZA. If you know SZA, the singer, she never wanted to be a singer, at least from what she said. She just like making music. But yeah. So being put in the box as an artist, it's never really a fun thing, and it's never something that you need to do. Like I thought for a long time that I needed to actually like niche down, like when it comes to YouTube. And then I saw somebody like a Markiplier or a PewDiePie. And if you look at Markiplier and PewDiePie, like they have some of the biggest channels on YouTube, but they do so much random shit. Like it's so random. And I'm like, yeah, like how come I can't do that, Like I could do that. I can do a whole bunch of stuff if I want. Like one day, hopefully in the future, one day I'll be like skydiving one day, or taking an adventure outside of the state that I live in, which happens to be Texas, or just whatever I want to do. Like, you don't have to be like locked down into one specific thing your entire life. But a lot of us think that we do, and including myself. Like, I thought that I had to be locked to one specific thing for the rest of my life, and I thought that that's what I had to do. And it's like, no, you don't have to. You just got to find a way to make money doing what you like to do, which in this case, for me, I want to do YouTube, posting on Instagram. One thing I don't want to be is a typical like content creator or like influencer, because they just get a bad rap. Like, because they, in general, because if you think about it, right, somebody like a Jake Paul or a Logan Paul or Andrew Tate, whatever you want to think about these like overly like what's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying not to be offensive, but it's like this like they overcompensate for what they're lacking, which is whatever it is. I don't know what it is. I can't really speak on them because I don't know them, obviously. So yeah. Anyways, I'll keep it at that. Just there's a certain stigma that goes around being like an influencer or a content creator. So that's something that I don't want to be. I don't want to fall into that stigma. I want to just be myself and actually show that you can actually be a good person and still do this. You don't have to be an asshole. You don't have to be taking advantage of people. You don't have to try to, do all this craziness in order to be well known, because like from the stuff that I've seen, especially from a lot of younger people, you have to be this like overly characteristic, like not characteristic, overly cartoony version of yourself online. And it's like, no, like you shouldn't have to. Like, if you want to be mellow, which I try to be, I'm not saying I'm the most mellow person ever, because I can get a little rowdy, but for the most part, I'm pretty mellow. Like, I try to be pretty level-headed. I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm over here just, Mother Teresa or Gandhi or anything when it comes to stuff like that. But, I tend to try to be pretty level-headed when it comes to stuff. And for a lot of these newer content creators, from what I've seen, they want to be like very much like over the top when it comes to a lot of this stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to be that. I just want to be myself, which is a very mellow individual, very boring individual in general, but I tend to have some interesting insights every now and then. Yeah. Anyways, so sorry, right now I'm actually looking up Starbucks at the moment, because right after I record this video, I'm gonna go to Starbucks because I want to go chill at Starbucks for a little while. That should be fun, right? Who doesn't want to go to Starbucks? I know some people are boycotting Starbucks right now, and I know some of their employees. I used to work at Starbucks, by the way. I was working there for some months, about eight months, I want to say. But I ended up doing job abandonment, unfortunately. So I just ended up leaving because I was like, yeah, I'm tired of this job. And I guess that'll be a story for another day. But yeah, I'm just trying to look up Starbucks. Which one am I going to, though? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Which one am I going to? I think I'm going to go to this one. Is this the one? I think it is. It's the one I went to actually yesterday. So today is what, Friday? Yeah, so this is one I went to on Thursday. Yes, I do record these ahead of time. I know this is going to be posted like on a probably a Tuesday. No, it's actually going to be on a Monday. But this was recorded the previous week. Please don't be upset at me. I don't record these every single day, but I've been trying to get ahead of these when it comes to like recording them, but I've been falling behind a lot because I've been up on my phone late at night when I should be sleeping. Yeah. So, but yeah. So being an artist in general, being put in the box as an artist, kind of getting back to that subject, it's not something that is enticing to me. So you're gonna see me do a whole bunch of stuff on this channel. It's not just gonna be art. It's not just gonna be gaming. It's gonna be a lot of stuff. That's why you look at my channel banner, like if you click on my channel and you go to the top banner, it just says art and other stuff. Because art is gonna be a consistent thing. Because I'm always gonna most likely do art, just because I love it so much. It's so relaxing and freeing, and honestly, it's a damn great thing to like just be able to do when it comes to my personality, because I'm an introvert by nature, if I've never told you. And because I'm an introvert, I don't like talking to people all day, even though I'm doing it now on YouTube. But it's not something that I do on the regular. For the most part, my days are me being quiet and just relaxing and drawing, and yeah, I stay to myself most of the time. Pretty sure my family hates me because I go dark a lot. And when I say I go dark, I never really answer my phone, or I never reach out to them, which maybe I should be better at. But I don't really care to reach out to anybody, honestly. Yeah, you know, I won't get too much into that. Maybe one day, but yeah, I'm not really that close to my family anymore. Used to be kind of close, but now it's like, yeah, it's not really something that interests me anymore. That's neither here nor there, though. I'm not gonna badmouth my family on the internet. That's just stupid. Like, I'm not gonna do that. No matter how bad the relationship gets, I'm not gonna badmouth them. So, but yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about when it comes to being an artist in a box. Um, I'm gonna try not to let it happen to me. I'm gonna try to be as um, random as possible. Maybe not right now in the beginning, but in the future, you're gonna see a whole bunch of stuff from me. I guess next thing I got on my list here that I'm looking at on my phone is failing. So failing, honestly, I think I kind of talked on this before, but I'm gonna kind of expound upon it, expound upon it, expand upon it. Yeah, one of the two is grammatically correct, I think. Yeah, so just keep failing. Like, failing is a inevitability of life. I sound like Agent Smith. It is inevitable. Neo, Mr. Anderson. Forgive me on my terrible accents. I try them, they don't go that well, but I still try them because it's fun to try and fail, like I was talking about. I didn't mean to make that segue, but I made it anyway. So yeah, just keep trying and failing, honestly, in life. Like with this YouTube channel, if you've ever like seen any of my other videos, if you ever clicked on my channel, 3 years ago I was uploading YouTube videos, and I was talking face to face with a camera. I was using my iPhone at the time, put on my little tripod on my desk, and I would just talk to the camera about random subjects. And that's all I would do. I would just talk about stuff, get my perspective about stuff, and yeah, that's how it was. And stopped for about 3 years because I didn't think that I had the equipment or the intelligence to be trying to give people advice or to give my opinion about stuff. But then I realized I had an epiphany at 30. So since that was 3 years ago, that was what I was 27, 28 maybe, when I started YouTube for the first time and started doing those videos. And I've always wanted to do YouTube. I never had the balls to do it until one day I figured that why not? Like, who gives a damn in terms of like, I'm trying to think of the correct words to say here, so give me a moment here. So who gives a damn about what I'm doing? When people make fun of me, sure, Maybe. I've been made fun of before to my face, not on the internet. Like if people make fun of me on the internet, honestly, it doesn't really bother me all that much. I'm fine with it. I don't. I could just turn off the internet. Internet's not that important. I can just close the application, whatever it is, not look at it, and I can go about my day. So, I don't really put too much stock in comments on the internet. Um, yeah, so I realized that about 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. But then I had a setback, and I ended up like not having my own apartment anymore, and having to move in with somebody. And I didn't want to make YouTube videos because I thought that it wasn't it wasn't what's the word I'm looking for, proper, appropriate, whatever you want to put it, to be loud like I am now and be talking to myself and a microphone while I'm in somebody else's house, if that makes sense. And maybe they would have, if I would have just did it, I would have been way further than I am now. But I think everything happens for a reason, and me going at my own pace has ultimately helped me because I've been able to live a lot longer. It sounds weird. I've been able to live life more, get more experience and all that. And now I'm able to more accurately give my opinion about stuff. And I'm able to give multiple opinions because that's one thing I've learned now. I'm more so learned now because I think I've been doing it before when I first started making YouTube videos, but I do it more now where I empathize with multiple different perspectives. I don't just have one perspective, and at least I try not to fall into any sort of one way of thinking, because I think that is a disaster waiting to happen if you only have one way of thinking. Like if you only think there's one way of thinking in the world, then that's something you got to look into, or at least I encourage you to look into looking at the world in a different way, even if you don't agree with it, right? Like if you look at, let's say you're a liberal, you're very progressive, whatever it may be. You want to make sure that everybody gets what they deserve, or whatever your political views are. But if you've ever tried to look at it from another perspective, and you ever try to put yourself in the shoes of somebody else, would you be able to do that, or would you not be able to do that? And that's something that I've been able to try to have to do myself, because it's a hard thing to do, because you got to be able to experience life in a very non-biased way, and we're all biased. That's the thing, and it's a weird dichotomy where you want to try to understand people, but at the same time you want to have your own thoughts and beliefs and all that. So yeah, I think I kind of went off script about, not even script. I don't have a script. I have like a subject I want to talk about. I just kind of go with it. But yeah, I kind of got off subject. So failing, yeah, just keep failing, man. Try stuff. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Fail. Keep failing. If you like it, if you love it, if you like it as a hobby, whatever, just fail. I've failed many times in my life. I'm gonna keep failing until the day I die. I'm not gonna stop failing, because as soon as you stop failing, you're not trying anything new. And when you're not trying anything new in life, that's when you may as well be dead. Not dead in a literal sense, but dead in a very much mental way. Like, cause I've had jobs where, and I was talking to somebody about this earlier today, where I've had many jobs. I've had like 20 to 30 jobs, and my family thinks that something's wrong with me mentally. Like, they're like, "What is wrong with you? Why have you had so many jobs? Why can't you hold a job?" And what I've come to realize is that first of all, I don't like having a boss. I don't like going to a job all the time. And I don't like most of the jobs, but I think that's most people. I'm not trying to shit on anybody because I know we all need to make money. Some of us are more in a privileged position, like I am, where I can afford to, because I have nothing to lose. I can afford to be able to make this leap of faith and be able to hope that it works out. Because I don't have kids, don't have a wife. I don't have anything tying me down to not do something. And I know that once you start accumulating these things, you start having these anchors. And once you start having these anchors, it's hard. It is so hard. I can only imagine because but I've seen it in my family where they have these anchors and they need to make sure that they provide. And, but if I were to ask some of my family members, like who do have kids or have these anchors or has a spouse or whatever, what do you want to be in life? Or what did you want to be in life before anything? I bet a lot of them would say that something that they're not doing right now. And that's where I'm in a position where I can say what I want to do, which is, in this case, YouTube or being an artist and, being able to create content online and all that. I can say this and then I can do it. I can actually take the steps to actually start doing it. And I don't just have to talk about it. I can be about it, So I'm very thankful for that. And then I'm also very what's the word? Lucky, privileged, blessed, whatever you want to use. I'm all of that. So that's why I'm like, why in the hell would I not do this? I have nothing but time and opportunity. So I may as well do the shit anyway. And excuse my cussing, by the way. I'm starting to become too familiar with this mic. Yeah, but it's true though. Like if you don't have anything tying you down, or even if you do have stuff tying you down, you have to be able to take a leap of faith. If you want to live your dreams, and I want to live my dreams. And even if I don't make it to my dreams, at least I had the audacity, the balls, the gall, whatever you want to say, the guts to try it. Like at least I was able to try it. Because not a lot of people can say that. There's a lot of people out here, unfortunately, they can't try, or they don't want to try, or whatever you want to, put out there. I don't want to make it seem like, oh, well, everybody's lazy, so they can't do it. It's like, sometimes your circumstances, you just can't, and I understand that. I'm not gonna make it seem like, oh, everybody can do this. Like, no, not everybody can, and that's okay, And not everybody's dream is to make like millions of dollars. Sometimes people just want to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, that's me. I only want to make hundreds of thousands. Really, only 80,000 a year would be great. If I can make 80,000 a year off of YouTube with my art and all of that stuff, and not have to have a regular job like I do right now, I will be happy. Even if I can make 50,000. Like I think it was Mark Cuban that I saw on Shark Tank, where he was talking about, he gave this I think he got upset at the other judges or whatever, and then he like walked out, and he was like he said, if I can make $52,000 working 80 hours a week and work for myself, I would rather do that than to work 40 hours a week making 100,000. And to me that resonated, because I would like the same thing. I would much rather be making money on my own, be making less money on my own, owning my own stuff, putting out my own stuff, all that great stuff, than to have a boss breathing down my neck all the time and be trying to construct other people's dreams. And like I said, it's not for everybody. Some people love 9-to-5 jobs, love working for other people. They want the stability, and that is great. However, that is not for me. It's just not. And I think that's okay too. It's not like I'm bashing, people like that. But unfortunately, I know that people who do have this dream that I have, this creative dream, this dream of being like an entrepreneurial type of person and doing a lot of things and making money from it, a lot of people are going to laugh at you until you make until you prove something, till you prove your worth, So I got to get used to that. I got to get used to people being like, huh, what, laughing at me, whatever. But I'm gonna keep going until I make something of myself, and I'm not gonna stop. It's gonna take years, by the way. This is not gonna be a short journey, and I'm prepared for this to take many, many years. I don't know how many years. I don't know if it is even gonna take years. It may be months, maybe weeks, maybe years, maybe over a decade. But there are plenty of people that are, the real top 1%ers right now, which honestly I don't want to be a top 1%er, because that's not something that I'm looking for, to be honest. If it happens, it happens, but it's not something that I would be, just because like the privacy, like I said, I'm very much an introvert. I like my privacy. I don't want people breathing down my neck all the time, asking for autographs and taking pictures of me. It's just not something that's attractive to me. However, I do want to be able to make art, put it out there. Hopefully, one day be able to make an animated film, be a voice actor. There's so many things I want to do. Like, it's the sky's the limit with it. And this is kind of just the beginning of it. I'm on the ground floor. I'm just building right now, and that's all it is. I'm just laying a foundation of me being comfortable with talking into a microphone, talking online, putting content out. This is all that this is right now. I don't expect anybody to even look at this video, to be honest. There's 1 or 2 people, that is awesome. I don't expect people to get to the end of this video, like, ever. If they do, welcome. Hello. I'm glad you're here. But if you don't, I don't blame you. I'm just learning, and that's the whole process of this world, is just doing stuff and failing. And I don't know how I make that into this whole, because I'm actually about to finish up this drawing here. But oh yeah, in this particular drawing, I made everything like highlights and shadows and everything. Normally I put it on the 3rd layer. So normally I do 3 layers. I'll do the pencil sketch, my first layer, and then I'll make a 2nd layer. That'll be like my base color, whether it be paint or color pencils. In this case, it's digital color pencils. And then my 3rd layer was usually like my highlights and my shadows. But in this case, I just put everything on 1 layer. So it's only 2 layers. It's a sketch, which is at the bottom layer. I always like putting the sketch at the bottom layer, because you can still see it over top of the color. And then the 2nd layer is on top of the 1st layer, and that's the color. That's where you're seeing me do right now. But yeah, it's coming to the end. It's only a couple of minutes left. So if there's anything you take from this video, hopefully you take one thing. Just fail. Like, just continue to fail. Don't give up. If you fall down, get up again. Fall down, because I wish I could tell people, I wish I could show people how many times I've failed. I think I've said this before, but I've been homeless many, many, many times. Not many, many, many times, but 3 times. I think it's 3 times, 3 or 4 times, but multiple times I've been homeless. Even right now, I'm still currently homeless, but I'm still making content. I still haven't given up the dream, and hopefully one day I can encourage people who are homeless or trying to make it to just keep going, because so many people give up and like their dream is just killed. And I don't want to be one of those people where my dreams is killed. I don't need to be a millionaire. I don't need to make crazy amounts of money. I just want to make enough to where I can live, and that's it. I can just have a place to stay, have a decent car. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Honda Civic's perfect, Toyota Corolla is perfect, or Toyota Camry, Honda Accord, perfectly fine. Kia, Hyundai, they make some pretty great cars now. They look really good. I don't know how good they are mechanically, but they look really good, and they're pretty inexpensive. But yeah, I don't need Bentley, Rolls Royce, Ferrari. I don't need $100,000 cars. I just want something to get me from point A to point B, have a good place to stay, travel a little bit, and make a good living. And that's it. And that's all I really want. If it just so happens that something big comes out of it, that'll be great too. But It's not what I'm looking for though, if that makes sense. So yeah, but I hope you enjoyed this video. I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this commentary up. It's only a few seconds left of the video, but yeah, just don't be discouraged by failing. Get back up, you know. And I know it's cliche, generic, whatever you want to call it, when it comes to advice, but it's the truth, you know. And I'm in it right now. I'm failing, but I'm getting back up. So hopefully, I'll encourage you to do it too, you know. But yeah, other than that, have a great day, and I'll talk to you on the next video.